My road to Diamond is about to start, a project where I said I will be getting to Diamond playing every single role. And today I want to share with you all of the champions that I will be using for this project. So, welcome everyone, my name is Comet, and the characters that I have chosen for this project are characters that can take advantage of the meta, but also some of them serve as anti meta champions. So, let's get straight into this. For the top lane, I have Jax above anything else because we are in a meta where split pushing is king and heavy skirmishes is the queen. And what better champion to deal with both of these playstyles? Jax. He is very strong in lane with the current changes, as well as out of lane, obviously, because this is one of the hardest scaling characters in the game. And if you leave him alone right now, you are gonna lose. So Jax, I feel, is a must play for every single top laner at the moment, and that's why I have picked him. And you know, in the current meta, Gwen is literally the same playstyle as Jax and even has some of the similar matchups, but she provides AP damage, something that Jax may struggle sometimes to bring because even though you can have those AP items, Gwen is purely AP, and this is very important to have when your teammates may want to go Zed or Yasuo or Yone in the mid lane. Gwen will allow me to have this balance of AD character with Jax and AP character with Gwen. And as a blind pick, I am gonna go with Cassante because even though he was nerfed, he is still very, very powerful and he almost does not have any losing matchups. So this is perfect for the meta because if he gets an advantage in lane, you can say goodbye to your LP. For me, this is the ultimate climbing champion pool for my own playstyle at the moment. I would have chosen Joni because he's one of the strongest character, if not the strongest character, but he gets banned quite often, so I have to put him aside. Now, in the higher levels, you do have Rumble and Jace, who are at the moment shining above the rest. But I am not that confident into playing those just yet. I feel like I can get a lot more done with Jax and Gwen. So this is why I'm gonna be picking them. Next, however, in a similar way, is the jungle characters. I need characters that can deal with a lot of skirmishes, and Lee Sin is the best for this because Lee Sin is not a character that gets picked that often at the moment. And even though I mentioned how Jason Rumble, I haven't felt that comfortable with them. That's why I didn't pick them. With Lee Sin, this is a character that I know for a very long time. I have been playing League for almost 10 years, and this is a character that has always been close to my heart. And now is the time to pull him out and shine once again because what better character to go into skirmishes as a jungler than Lee Sin? This is a character that if you decide to fight him in the early game, you're gonna die. He's really that strong. Alternatively, I have over here Ivern because Ivern, like I mentioned, this is one of those anti-meta characters because Ivern can hold the line very well against Lee Sin, especially once you get to level 6. He can hold the line against Jarvan. He is very strong against some of the other popular characters such as Evelyn, or especially Evelyn, who gets picked almost every game in Platinum. Ivan is really good against that. He's really good against Graves, against Karthus, and all of these characters that you tend to find in the jungle. So this is the best balance of meta character, which is Lee Sin, and anti-meta character with Ivan. I love this a lot. Next is the mid lane, my main role. This is the only role where I'm gonna be picking this many characters as well, but there is a reason for this. Tanks is the role that I will be playing the most. I wanted to have more variety. With this, I have Talia as my blind pick because she is the anti-meta character at the moment. We tend to see a lot of Syndras, a lot of Orianas. We tend to see a lot of Asirs and characters like this that want to wave clear on their turret. And Talia can punish that very hard because Talia can push even faster than them, but they cannot match Talia's roam in power. So I can just push the lane and then go and roam around the map. And because of this, Talia, I feel, is the best to punish those meta wave clear characters. But she's also really good into assassins. And this makes her perfect for blind pick because the mages get countered by her directly. And she is really good into assassins as well. So you will have to pull out something very unique to counter her in the mid lane, and that's why not many. In fact, not many people do that, and that's why I pick her as my blind pick because since not many people are doing that in these levels, she is safe. Alternatively, when I get a counter pick, I have chosen Vex and Aurelion Sol. Aurelion Sol to counter the wave clear characters because he outscales them, and Vex to counter the assassins because Vex can control. Basically, Vex is the ultimate sit down bitch character against assassin. You know, she comes and says, "You want to engage against me, bitch? Sit down." you know, be humble. That's Vex. You know, the ultimate assassin counter in the meta at the moment. I feel. Aside from Galio, but Galio tend to lose very hard against Joni and Yasuo, and that's not the case for Vex. So if I have to counter an assassin, Vex could be my choice, and if I have to counter a wave clear character, that's gonna be Aurelion Sol. Then sometimes you do need an AD character, and that's why I have chosen Jone, because Jone is probably the strongest AD character of the current meta. He does get countered quite hard though. So, sorry, he does get banned quite hard though. So, that may be the only issue. But we don't tend to see that many triple AP compositions, so I should be fine by just having an Evelynn jungle, me as the AP carry, and then the rest is gonna be AD. I feel like that's gonna be good enough. But if we ever are in a situation where I need to pick an AD character, I will pick Johnny. This is a character that worked on my road to gold pretty well. I think I never lost a single match with him in that road to gold, so I am bringing him back. And then I pick Orianna because this is my meta pick. Usually I try to go for anti-meta characters, but sometimes you have to pick those meta characters because they are free win. And for me, that's Orianna in a nutshell. Orianna, if you are against low range characters, she just wins, man. There's nothing they can do against you because you have so low CD, so much safety, and so much damage that they will just die if they try to get into you. So that's my safety net, especially against Fizz. With the crown, there's nothing Fizz can do against Orianna, and there's a lot of Fizzes in Gold, Platinum, and Emerald. So that's gonna be my meta pick. But let's continue. In the bot lane. Now, bot lane, I do have less character than before. Again, because I want to focus on learning Draven. I feel like Draven is not a character that gets picked that often in Platinum or Emerald, which is where you want to start truly getting better so you can go and push to Diamond. So getting good at Draven is gonna be nice. But Draven is not a character that you can blind pick every match. But Ezreal is. So Ezreal is going to be my blind pick character. He does not lose against anything at the moment in lane. Even though you may want to counter it, he just does not lose, man. He's very strong and very safe. So he's going to be my pick for the blind pick. And when I am sure that I can pull out the Draven, I will do it because he is an investment. He works really well in these lower levels because there's so many fights. And in the higher levels, it gets even better because you get better supports with you and better teammates around you that knows that you need to play around Draven. So this is always a good character to learn if you're an AD carry because it will give you the edge when lane dominant meta come in, and we are in a lane dominant meta at the moment. There's a lot of Jeans, there's a lot of Lucians, Caitlyn's, Kalistas as well, and Draven destroys them because he is the ultimate lane bully. He's the ultimate lane dominant character. So this is my meta pick and my anti-meta pick once again. I feel like this is the best balance so that of a champion pool. Always meta characters in your champion pool and then characters that can deal with the meta. And speaking of that, boom, support. Now, I am a bit hesitant on this. Out of all of the characters that I have chosen, this is what really makes me hesitant because these are like Bard is not an easy character, but he counters every single one of the meta characters except for one, and that is Senna. But he is very good into he's very good into Rakan. He's very good into Blitzcrank. He can deal with Pyke really well. He can deal with Leona, Lux, Rel. He even can do he even can in fact he can deal with almost everything in the meta, except for Senna. That's the only character that really can give a hard time to Bard because she has so much range. There's nothing you can do. That character is fucking disgusting. And I won't pick Senna because I do not trust my AD carries. You know, Senna is a character that is by far the strongest support and the strongest bot laner at the moment. But you do need you will have to rely on your AD carry of some sort, and that cannot happen in solo queue. If you have a duo, if I had a duo, I would go with Senna every match. Really, she is just that strong. But since I play alone more often than not, I feel like picking Senna is a gamble of will I have a good AD carry this time or will I not? I don't want to gamble that, so I'll just go with Bard and Rakan. And Pyke specifically. Pyke is my Senna counter. He will destroy all of these squishy mid lane, the squishy supports. He will eat them alive. You know, Pyke is insane, and people. In fact, I would say that Pyke, historically speaking, might be the best support to destroy Platinum and Emerald levels, especially Platinum, because they will not respect how strong this character is. So they will try to fight you and thinking that they are winning a trade, but then you go into Fog of War, you regenerate with your passive, and you come back full HP while they have half HP. And then you can repeat the trade until they are in a position where you can just press R and kill them. So Pyke is perfect for the current meta, I feel, especially as a counter to Senna. But he also survives a lot of the other meta characters such as Blitzcrank. But the main part about Pyke is that he is perfect for the meta where a lot of skirmishes are happening because he can just press R in a fight and the fight ends. You know, or he can go for peaks at the other side of the map, rotate very quickly, and then rotate to the other side of the map again before the enemy can even react because he's so fast. So this is my meta pick. Bard is sort of gonna be my anti-meta, and Rakan is gonna be my other meta because Rakan can deal with every single one of the tanky characters, you know, Leona, Rel, Blitzcrank, Thresh, and in a safer way than Bard. So when I don't feel confident in playing Bard, for example, if the enemy has too much damage or too much CC, I could just go with Rakan. That will give me, if I go full tank Rakan, that will give me freedom to do whatever I want. So this is gonna be my pick for the support role. And these are the champions that I'm gonna be picking for my road to diamond. Once again, let me repeat them. I am gonna be going with, for the top lane, Jax and Gwen as my main counters to anything that I may want to pick, and Cassante as my blind pick. For the jungle, Lee Sin and Ivern, both works as blind pick, both work perfectly. So this are gonna be perfect for the meta. For the mid lane, I'm gonna go with Talia as my blind pick, and the others as the counters. Then I'm gonna go with Draven as my special match in the bot lane, and Ezreal as my blind pick. And for the support, I will try to go for Pike as much or Reckon as much as possible, but sometimes picking Bard is a free wins. That's why I have picked him over here. Um, Especially if there's a lot of tanks. If there's a lot of tanks, you can just pick Bard, or not really tanks, but bruisers. You know, characters and compositions that don't have much CC. Bard shines in those roles. But that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Comet, and tomorrow I will be seeing you on my road to Diamond. Peace.